Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to The Hole in the World, an Invisible Sun actual play hosted by Monte Cook Studios. I am your GM and producer, Zach, otherwise known as Great Zamino. I use he, him pronouns, and I am joined once again by my wonderful, lovely cast members. We're going to go ahead and introduce themselves now, starting with Marcy.
Hello, I'm still Marcy. I am still Experimental Madness, which is the username you can find me most places around the internet. And I am once again back playing Gabriel Glinsky / Kazan, the iconoclastic ardent apostate who hosts a choir.
Excellent. Moving down the overlay. Bill, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bill, also known as Ghost Bike on Discord, and I'm playing Maurice Webb, a stalwart empath of the Order of Weavers who turns tales into reality.
Excellent. And moving over to the opposite side of the overlay now, Hopper, if you would like to introduce yourself.
I'm Hopper. My pronouns are they, them. And I am playing Twig and/or Okrus. And maybe some other fucking critter. But the iconoclastic ardent apostate who heralds beginnings.
Well done.
Hey,
absolutely. Very nice.
I don't know if that's correct, but I believed you based on your tone of voice.
I thought you were like the gallant.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you are a gallant.
Oh yeah, I was wrong. It's mendicant gallant apostate who are
you were so close.
The other one's Okrus.
They almost pulled
That
it
counts.
off.
Gesturing, doing that, and then gesturing with the wine bottle is really selling it.
And last but not least, Marissa, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Marissa. I am the most critical of kittens, aka Critical Kitten. I go by that most places on the internet with a variety of punctuation. You can check out my work at www.marissaflores.com if you need an editorial thing or an editorial eye. That's what I do. And I am here playing Kiri von Hollingsworth, who is the first assistant librarian of the Order of the Vance. She is an aromatic stoic who understands the words, guardian of Zaleska's grimoire, curator of King Nine's library, maven of mirrors, and currently in possession of a very annoying seed of truth that won't shut the fuck up.
Mistress of monikers.
That too. I'll take it.
Excellent. So, guys, a lot has been going on. If you are watching this is pre-recorded. So the idea here is we've been probably gone for a while, but at this rate, you guys have probably watched a few additional episodes. So we're going to do our normal recap here, but this is the final season of The Hole in the World. So, if you're not caught up, take the time, go to the YouTube channel at Monte Cook Studios, watch all the episodes and comment and like and subscribe and all that stuff. If you want to ask us questions, we will occasionally comment whenever we can. And then, enjoy kind of like being caught up and feeling superior. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and just briefly recap us. But first, adding a little bit of music. So, when last we met our Vizsla, you guys had returned to Satyrine after each of you individually completing business on your first day back. That meant for a lot of you guys kind of getting your bearings straight, kind of trying to reacclimate yourself to your place in the city. Messages were sent. Messengers were executed brutally. Twig. And in addition, we encountered a Braun who visited Maurice and left a kind of sour taste in the Weaver's mouth, forcing him to feel as though he needed to send a message of warning to his friend Ashwin Khatri. In addition, Kiri, you had some soul searching or inner truth searching with your seed of truth, as well as simultaneously speaking with your exiled mentor from the Vancian campus, one Yadavastra, Supreme Magus. In addition, you guys kind of prepared yourself to go into the night side of the Green Sun, where it was determined that Twig's heart may indeed be located. So after trepidatiously entering through a hollow in a tree that was kind of centered at this kind of large, almost like blast point within Twig's home in the just outside of the Topiary district, you guys found yourselves in a fairly kind of rapaciously overgrown, canopied, forested area, but not before finding yourselves hoisted aloft and under the watchful eye of a colossus of a warden known as Demagon. And it is his horned visage that stares at the three of you, and when I say three, I mean Gabrielle, Kiri, and Maurice, with Twig standing apart. And you know for a fact that Demagon, this titanic figure, has made it known, or has asked you pointedly, what do all of you intend to sacrifice? And it's in this moment that we shall return. So, all of you stare in the face of this warden, this massive individual, entity, colossus, creature, something that is simultaneously too big for the reality that you inhabit, and yet is so intimate and personal in its proximity to you that you are having a conversation with it. As this seems to be a quality that all of the wardens that you have encountered have shared, from the Warden of the Gold Sun to Tharim, the Warden of the Silver Sun, to Mara herself, they all have this kind of titanic nature, but yet being so personal as to address you and require boons and or tasks in exchange for the permission to enter their realms. And Demagon is no exception. And he looks between the three of you. And from a distance, before you had been dragged in front of him, you saw this robed, goat-horned figure. But with closer proximity, you now realize that whatever comprises the body of this creature is rapacious, overgrown, ravenous in its desire to grow, overgrow, to burgeon, and to expand. There are insects that buzz through his beard. There are branches that and vines that seem to snake through and out of his clothing. And he looks expectantly at all of you with octuple pupils like those of some sort of demented goat. Who speaks first?
I want to take a moment to kind of clock. Maybe Maurice is thinking of what he knows, and he knows that all of the wardens of all of the suns attacked the 10th sun.
Mm-hmm.
And there were no night sides at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the question Maurice is asking in his head and trying to get some insight on is this warden, 1/9 of a black sun warden? Is this lesser than maybe a full strength warden?
It's an interesting question. You can make me a magical lore roll.
Fuck, what if I spent a hidden knowledge right now?
You may. Absolutely.
I'm gonna do it. Spending a hidden knowledge. Give me the answer.
This is pretty deep knowledge. It's gonna be a high level. I'm gonna say this is kind of like the height of what anybody could possibly know within mortal ken. So this is 13 in terms of challenge.
Oh, so I still have to roll if I spend a hidden knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gives you an extra dice.
Is that
Either
I
an
didn't
extra
know
dice
hidden
or
knowledge was
plus
a roll.
one. Yeah.
Extra die. So how do I add 4?
Do you have expansive endeavor or divine ability?
Let's
Or,
see.
if you'd like, you could probably try to
So
see.
I can spend. What stat pool is this? Sorcery?
I'd say sorcery or intellect. Essentially, this is you are trying to. You're either casting a spell to decipher this information, or to you are kind of like trying to search your intellect and kind of make an estimation of this creature.
So it could give me a +2.
Yeah, I'll give you a +2, and then you can spend whatever you want. If you
Okay.
have magical lore, you can add
I
that
have-
stat as well.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that'll be +3, and then I'm gonna spend 3 bene from
Okay.
expansive endeavor and intellect, and then I'll do advanced sortilege that allows me to add 2 enhancements to an action. So altogether,
All right.
I'm spending 2 sortilege to add 2 dice. I'm spending 3 intellect to add +3, and I'm getting a +3 anyway.
So that means that if you can get over a 7 on any of these dice, I will give you information.
Fuck yeah. And then one of these should be magical or no? The dice.
The dice, if you are spending sortilege,
I am spending sortilege, so one needs to be magic at least.
you spent 2 sortilege, so you have 2 extra dice.
2 extra dice, but only one of them is magical, correct?
No, both of them are magical. You
Sortilege
start with a
dice are always
mundane die.
magical.
Oh, okay. So these two. It's bad everywhere. My highest is, so I'm adding a 6, so I only got an 11.
Okay. I will give you a. You know what? I'm going to give you a mixed result, which in this case is that what you kind of gather from this creature is that presence that you felt of Mara, the original warden, is like, in comparison, Demagon's is not diminished. So you get the sense that whatever kind of the magnitude of this creature in power is roughly equivalent to her. And so what you kind of gather is that whatever this thing was, if it was ever lesser, it has grown more and more powerful. And as you think about it, you yourself are a product of the night side of the Silver Sun, being the child of a true spider, and many true spiders are akin to demigods or gods outright.
Okay.
In their realm. The mixed result of this is you see Demagon's neck crane and look directly at you. You have his full attention, and he stalks over, and you hear
Great.
the sounds of titanic footsteps as he moves forward and pulls the vines holding you so you straighten.
Great. And I think this kind of clears maybe some vines that were, poking their way into his mouth. And I'm going to spend a weave. This is something I've done before. This is what I've called poetic eloquence, the grace element of wind and the interaction part of heart. I'm going to spend 4 sorcery to give myself. No, this is going to have to be much more. It's going to have to be 6 sorcery to give my +5 to interaction to last more than 1 round.
Okay.
And so I'm going to say, thank you so much. My name is Maree, but perhaps you already know that.
I know that you have entered my realm, and thus you wish to traverse the night side of the green.
Only as long as we need to. Here, can I see Twig? Or is Twig in some no space?
Twig is standing kind of like aloof from this figure. Demagon is not regarding them. But, and Twig, you are seeing this hulking figure kind of moving forward and speaking to Maurice, and your friends are held up. I just want to pause here for a second. Twig, are you doing anything? What are you kind of, what is your kind of like reaction? What's going through your head?
Twig is breathing in the air and just kind of, You know how, like, chinchillas take dust baths?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the vibe version of that, except it's...
Taking a vibe bath?
I'm taking a vibe bath in, like, this just sheer, raw, roiling mass of life.
Yeah, I will say you feel invigorated, and you realize as you kind of take that sniff, it smells like home. Like a home that you left long ago, that you are just kind of remembering what it's like to stand here. It's an overpowering feeling. And then you hear just the gravel of this figure speaking to Maurice say, "And what have you brought for sacrifice, little spider?"
I'm afraid I come ill-prepared, but perhaps our interests align. After all, you are a product of the 10th sun, the one that was destroyed, are you not?
There's again that neck cranes and cracks and kind of like almost judders forward to you as those octuple pupils look at you. And you've cast a couple of weaves here.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to turn a card,
Okay.
and see how he reacts to this. First off, let me move us over into the Testament. Okay. Or the Path, rather. Okay. Untrustworthy mirror, which empowers gold and weakens silver. Can we trust the mirror? Shadow thinking would say yes, but wisdom gained in the actuality suggests otherwise. When no one can see your reflection, is it really yours? If you have to look in a mirror to confirm your own appearance or identity, how do we know it's not lying? The world is full of illusion and deception. Believing your own eyes isn't always wise, and believing what's in the mirror is a step removed even from that. Something that appears real is not. It could be that someone's in disguise, or it might just be that an idea, a fact, or an emotion is actually a deception. Taken broadly, the untrustworthy mirror suggests failure. Someone significant is actually someone else in disguise. Some important fact accepted by many people is really alive. A great endeavor fails. The mirror virus begins to spread. When you don't look into the mirror, what's the mirror looking at? Okay. So I think that he's kind of regarding you and taking in what you've said. And he looks and says, "This is very dear knowledge indeed. How does one Visley know of such a thing so ancient?"
There are many ways to know secrets. I happen to be, in a former life, the Spider Prince. We're both creatures of the night side, you see.
And he kind of is looking forward and is intrigued. So, is this knowledge meant to take me aback? To ignore that you have crossed into my realm, Spider Prince?
Not at all. Whatever your tax policy is, I'm willing to pay it, all for fair trade. But more so that our interests might align. I don't know what sacrifices you normally demand. I must confess I'm ignorant of your tastes, but maybe there's something that you want. I would be happy to get it for you.
And he kind of breathes in, and you just see a mite enter his nostril as he breathes in. And he looks at you. Make me an interaction roll. Remember to add all of that, enhance all of those ability modifiers you've added.
I can spend up to 3, so I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll spend a sortilege, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can add 2 enhancements from sortilege to it. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to do it. I want to do it, you guys. I'll spend 2 sortilege. And those are all magical. There goes that die. And I'm adding 3.
Mm-hmm. And you had 5 to your interaction already to start, right?
No, that's just to my Bene.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at a 9.
Okay. And what's anything higher on your other die?
No, I got 4s on my highest die, so that was
Okay.
plus. Oh yeah, so it's even less. So it's a 7. It's the highest.
Okay. And so he looks at you and regards this thought. I will say that he kind of says, well, what is the desire of any member of the Green but to grow, to spread, to infest? This is my interest. And how do they align with yours?
Maurice considers this for a moment, and he says, "You'd like to grow beyond the night side of the Green, wouldn't you? That seems to be a limit of yours."
He kind of bristles at the word limit. You think me limited?
Well, I mean, if you could, you would, right?
I am limitless.
And you need my sacrifice? Okay.
He looks at you with disdain and derision. And he looks at you and considers and says, I'll come back to you. And moves down the line. Gabrielle. He looks at you and says, and what have you brought for sacrifice, Pathwalker?
Is that true that you as a Nightside Warden are a piece of the Black Sun?
I am what any warden is. I wear the mask of my station. My station is the night side of green, of rapacious, cancerous growth.
I'm going to cast. Actually, before I do that, I do need a reminder since I have the memory of a goldfish. Zach, the multifaceted one.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Sun Warden, are they one and the same?
What
Based on our last conversation, or am I mixing these two things up?
I think the idea is that you saw the many-faceted one take a piece of the Black Sun. You don't know to what end.
I see.
Okay.
During the fight with the other wardens, was it working with them, or was it destroyed by them?
Make me I will say this.
No, from the thing that we saw when we were in the house.
Yeah, I think this is a calculus that you are trying to do in your head right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either give me an intellect roll, or you can give me an interaction roll, just to kind of like see if you can understand this motive.
I like an interaction since I phrased this as a question directly to the warden. And I only have one interaction, so it'd be fun to spend it all right now. Let's do it.
All right. What you got?
Oh, that's a 9.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be 10.
Excellent. So as he kind of regards you and you're kind of like thinking about this, it was hard to kind of tell what the many-faceted one was doing with this piece, but it seemed to do so almost furtively. But insofar as anything can take a whole chunk of a sun furtively, you don't know how successful it was. You don't know if it succeeded in doing this without being noticed. However, I would say the fact that the Vespertine had to find it in some kind of clandestine part of the actuality in order to, to kind of subjugate it, suggests that either it was very successful for a long time, or it had believed it was successful enough to dodge the consequence. Take that however you will.
Yes, that's fine. That's perfect, actually. I'm going to cast Eye of Amanus, because from your last Sooth deck pull, did we enhance gold or de-enhance gold? Enhance gold, reduce silver, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Memory of a goldfish. Even as I'm trying to write things down.
Mm-hmm.
And the color for that is gold. The facet is the dark.
Okay.
So, for those that may not remember, since this is the first time I'm doing this, since we've gone back into playing this game, this is Gav's Arabast form.
Mm-hmm.
I should say I'm not trying to do this to break out of the vines. She's simply showing her night side, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
The Arabast being from a place that does not adhere to necessarily any particular sun. And she says, I didn't bring anything, but since there's something about us that might be similar, I offer blood for your growth. And Zach, if I may, you can tell me if this is possible or not. I have a secret called Blood is Power.
Mm-hmm.
I can do one of two things. You can tell me which one is possible to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can strike it from my secrets for good, or for the amount of time we are in the night side of the green.
Okay. This is very interesting to me, as the nature of the sacrifice becomes apparent. I'm going to, once again, turn a card, and we're going to see how this goes. The Savage Sword.
Deck never misses.
War, savagery, strength, violence, brute force. The sword is a weapon of war, a metaphor for any kind of weapon one might wield. The savage sword is our basest nature, our predilection towards violence, and our shameful bloodlust, but is also our strength to overcome obstacles and foes when we need to. It is the opposite of thought, strategy, or consideration. It is immediate and decisive, without hesitation or regard for consequence. The savage sword is the opposite of the revealing knife in most respects. Some kind of conflict is imminent. Almost certainly blood will be shed. But this can go either way. It might be a danger to the person in question, or it might be a recommendation that they must use violence or brute force to succeed. This card turn can also indicate strength, or even a specific individual who is known for their physical prowess.
Fuck!
An NPC displays sudden and unexpected savagery and ruthlessness. There was nothing that could stand before him when the savage sword was drawn. Okay, so read for me, what is the text of Blood is Power?
Blood is Power, level 6. You can draw from your own physical essence to power your spells. If you are cut or have an open wound, you can use physicality in place of sorcery to cast your spells.
Okay. So the nature of this sacrifice becomes apparent, which is as you offer your blood to this creature, he immediately, with this kind of ruthless, focused attention, seizes the hand and the vein from which you have cut. And you feel a corruption spread within you as you realize that what the sacrifice is not necessarily the loss of the thing, but the mutation of it.
Oh, fuck. That's so cool.
You are now a vector for the corruption of the night side of the green. So essentially what happens is we're going to basically determine that whenever you use blood as power, there will be collateral damage.
Oh, yes.
Corruption gang.
What? That's so dope.
As you realize, as your blood sheds on the ground, you see a vine of kind of almost weed, a kudzu kind of taking place, and from it also sprout burrowing insects, just roiling earth and soil, roiling with the creatures that crawl within it. And you realize now, oh, this sacrifice is meant to further his influence. And anywhere such a thing exists, his influence is already felt. And you have just strengthened it. And that is what you see, Maurice, is kind of like the scope of that sacrifice. And you realize that whatever you had offered and whatever you choose to offer now will be essentially kind of used as an instrument of Demagon. However, before returning to you, Maurice, he moves once again after kind of taking this secret and augmenting it and mutating it, but not before he says to you, "You smell of the gray and the demiurge. Has he sent you? No matter." And moves down the line to Kiri. And he gets incredibly close as he studies your face with those octuple pupils. And then moves forward and just past your ear and takes a big breath and sniff of you, as if to kind of understand more of what he's looking at. You are already a vector. And he steps back.
I'm what?
A vector for the mirror virus. I smell a ravenous half-thing driven to populate all of the actuality. This spot is taken.
Well, Carrie shoves that one down. Ooh, that's not disconcerting at all.
Is this block? Is he saying no admittance?
No, he's saying that I don't need to pay anything because I already have. I guess I'm already committed to something, which is the mirror virus.
Precisely.
And he says this spot is taken. I thought he was talking about this spot is safe from the mirror virus. I don't want to hear.
No. He's like, oh, you can't be my vassal because you already are a vassal of something.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not. I guess he's not scared of you then. He's not scared of the mirror virus.
If anything, it's almost like the mirror virus is a cousin to what Demagon would propagate.
Oh, that's terrible. That's even worse.
There's like some respect there. It's like, oh, okay. All right.
Judgmental much?
At which point, he moves back to you almost lightning quick, Maurice, and lifts you by your neck off of the vines and pulls you to look at you in your eyes, and then says, "What have you brought for sacrifice? Or what interests do we share now, Spider Prince?"
Self-preservation, for one.
I am eternal, immortal. unstoppable. How would self-preservation interest me?
Propagation. Whatever you're doing, the thing that you keep doing, I want to keep doing it too.
And he drops you.
Maurice brings forth his testament of sons and says, "This is all I have on me."
And he pulls forward the testament. One of your abilities is that, of the Testament of the Sons, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it sends a telepathic message, yes?
Yeah, we worked at that. I basically get to use the level of the bonus as bonus sorcery for any telepathy weave I want to do.
He runs a long clawed finger down the testament to the palm of the six-fingered hand and gouges the nail with it. You see a shimmer run across its surface, and he hands it back to you. You shall certainly be preserved. Welcome to my realm. And he turns to look at you finally, Twig. A child of the night side, of the green. Have you come to be my tender at last? Another one, perhaps?
Are you like my dad?
And as he laughs, it echoes as you hear the mites inside of him, the burrowing insects, almost as though you hear the voices echoing through the wooded, vined kind of canopy and rainforest around you. All of them seem to laugh and chitter in unison. I am your... Let us say that this is your point of origin. But, as with any form of life, you have your own emergent properties, which I find most fascinating.
Sorry. I'm just trying to think of how to explain the situation.
Oh, do try.
Have we met before? No offense. You're very memorable looking. I've just taken a lot of head injuries.
Briefly, we shared a wink as you left my realm under the dominion of another.
So I'm older than you.
You are quite old, yes. Older than I who have worn the mask. Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Well, I guess the really upsetting question that we gotta ask ourselves is, am I your parent?
Again, the cacophony. Life propagates. Life infests. Corruption spreads. If you are my parent, what does that say about you?
I mean, you've kind of got a really good edgy teenager thing going on, and I'm kind of here for it.
Are you volunteering to be my tender? I have lost So many, and I am overdue.
Don't get that's the. Yeah, I don't quite feel that's where this is going.
Enlighten me.
It's been a really long time since I've been home. Brief sabbatical trip, or a quick jaunt aside. I remember a lot of things that I don't actually remember now. Were you there when they broke?
He's gonna turn a card. Imprisoning ice, entrapment, imprisonment, danger and conflict. The very environment holds you fast when you are trapped in the ice. You cannot move and the cold threatens your life. You can't persuade the ice or trick it. You can't fight it or best it in a contest. The ice is impersonal, unrelenting, and vastly powerful, even though it's nothing more than frozen water. Unless, of course, it's more than that. Perhaps there is intelligence there. Perhaps it is not just frozen water, but the living spirit of cold, of stillness, of imprisonment. In such a case, the actions of the ice might be entirely personal. You may have brought your terrible fate down upon your own head. This card turn predicts a coming conflict with dire consequences. The person in question might be imprisoned or otherwise entrapped. Traps, of course, come in many forms. Emotional traps, psychological traps, legal traps. A relationship can be a trap. To escape, one must either act on the warning given by imprisoning ice or succeed in a bitter struggle. An important NPC is thrown in prison. A conflict looms with powerful forces on both sides. Someone builds a new prison. Someone falls into a trap. The ice doesn't need to hurry. You're not going anywhere. So, when you talk about the breaking, what is that you mean?
Twig's fishing a little bit. They're using context clues, but also memories from Okris and information about how they and Okris came to be. And information from the witnessing of the destruction of the Black Sun and the brief fragments of memory that they remember from what feels like an eternity ago.
He regards you. And there is a moment where he says, "We were there. As every warden was there." And I'm trying to think in context of whether or not this would be with the trapping ice.
Can I use a hidden knowledge?
Absolutely. What in specific are you trying to glean with this? Because you can use magical lore here, and I'll say with the hidden knowledge, you're kind of manifesting what you learned in the Gold Sun.
I want to steal something.
Okay.
I want to steal something from Kesh.
Ooh. Okay. What are you trying to steal?
Memories of who I was and who we were before King Nine took us.
Okay. This is going to be a difficulty 10. Use your hidden knowledge and whatever benes or magical lore you wish to employ, or any abilities. As this is a Logophore ability, and it's kind of been determined that Kesh is the original Logophore, this might have some nasty consequences.
Oh no. Twig is going to let's see. Okay, let me look at the ability. This would probably be so this would I guess technically speaking, I'm assuming that Kesh is watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I am trying to ambush them.
Okay.
And use the feed upon thoughts, but in a way that is more intended to steal the memory.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a little bit of an abuse of the spell, but everything I do is mutating.
Okay.
So
absolutely. What's the level of the spell?
That would be level. The ability is level 4 plus 1 dice. Its color is indigo.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see here. We have a number of things that could affect that. I would argue that my inculpable aura should allow me to catch Kesh off guard.
Absolutely, I will allow it. What level is inculpable aura?
It's only a cute little level. It's a level 2 invisible spell.
Add 2.
It just says I'm just a little guy.
You're just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Just a little birthday boy.
Just a little
guy. What are you gonna beat me up on my birthday? No, I'm just a little guy. And then I'd like to use advanced sortilege to put an additional sortilege into this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I guess I'll divine ability this. So my math right now is I'm rolling 3 dice. For a level 5 ability.
You have added 2 to this, and you have added a hidden knowledge.
So I mean, I feel like there's an argument here that should. So if the hidden knowledge, do I have the same deal? Either an additional dice or a +1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take the +1. So we're at +3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Inculpable aura, what does that get me?
Okay. All right. This is this will take you to 10, which would give you 3 successes. However, I do want you to roll an experimental die for me.
Okay.
If you get a 0, something interesting is going to happen.
Well, technically, it doesn't take me to 10 yet.
It doesn't.
I can choose to. I still need to spend the additional abilities to make it. So what I'll do is I'll spend sorcery to buff the ability.
Okay.
You're gonna buff it?
I'm gonna buff it. I'm gonna buff it real hard.
As long
to
as
get your point?
As long as you don't beef it.
So that would be based on what my read is. If I need a 10, I would need 7 more to auto succeed.
Yeah, but
I'm rolling. I'm going to be rolling 4 dice, and then also an experimental dice. So I think I'm going to put 3 sorcery points into this.
Okay.
So I'm looking at a +6, so I need a 4 on 1 dice.
I will say you need a 4 on 2 dice to succeed against Kesh. Track your magic dice for flux and track experimental die. Go ahead.
Fine, I'll put an additional sorcery in there, so I need a 3 on 2 dice.
Yeah.
I'm using a regular dice, not the invisible sun ones for my
cool.
For my my regular dice, and then I will find an additional d10 to roll the flux.
Okay.
Okay, we've got an 8, a 5, a 4, and a 2.
Okay.
Somewhat ironically, the 8 is on just the regular old dice.
Okay.
And then for the experimental dice, that is a 2.
Okay. All right. So you managed to do this without getting unscathed. You succeed to feed on memory, in feeding on memory, and you are trying to extract the knowledge of your creation. Is that what I am hearing?
Yeah. Well, trying to extract the memory of where exactly. I'm trying to find out exactly how much power I have here.
Okay. You get this.
I'm blatantly abusing the "who am I"
All right.
of it all.
So the memory that you receive is of, you realize basically that you get a flash of memory in which Kesh seems to be in an area not unlike where you are standing, a area that is infested with life and with kind of cancerous growth. And the thing you notice about this scene in your memory is all of the life as Kesh, the thief of always, steps forward, is the vegetation around them withers and dies. Just as quickly it is replaced and replenished and regrown. And yet it seems that Kesh is performing a magical rite here. This is formally known as colloquy, which is the Goetic term for having a conversation with an extra-dimensional entity. And this rite takes place over several hours. They use leaves of emotion strategically placed, and the aura of death that surrounds them manages to kind of clear out a space on this earth such that nothing will enter the circle of power that the colloquy requires. When Twig manifests in their original form, what does it look like?
Now you're gonna put me on the spot here.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost like watching a swarm of small plants rapidly moving and dying in quick succession. A long, vicious thorns kind of coming off them, digging into whatever they pass. They're kind of almost humanoid, but missing some but that seems to be more of a reflection of Kesh than of an actual sense of self. Mm-hmm. There's almost like a mirroring thing going on.
Absolutely. I think that if it were not for this circle, if it was not for the colloquy, you probably would have swarmed and infested and rent this creature apart, but it's talking to you and it's making promises and negotiating with you. What does it promise? What does this vampire promise you that convinces you to join into its service?
Damn, I did this on purpose?
Well,
Fuck!
That's the question. Is
no, that's fine. I love that. Hey, Zach. Yes, and.
Okay.
What a dumb bitch. I think the promise was escape.
So the thing that you the additional context here that you gather is, as venerable and as powerful as this creature, this vampire is, as smug in satisfaction that it knows you will take its offer, perhaps it's naivete, or perhaps it is just kind of glossing over a fact that it already knows. But the thing that you realize is that Kesh knows, or rather you know that escape is not just something that you want. It's something that the night side of green wants for you to do. It wants you to escape. It wants you to infest, to corrupt, to burgeon and grow its influence and spread like a virus, or worsen like a canker. And so the thing is that whether Kesh does this knowingly, knowing that the offer is that good, it's kind of an interesting question. And perhaps the knowledge that you draw from this is the fact that Kesh knows that the offer is too tempting, not just for you, but for the Sun Warden itself. And that is kind of like what you gather from Kesh as the Warden looks to you and speaks of the breaking, which is, regardless of who wears the mask, the intention, the sole purpose and essence of the sun remains in perpetual motion. Green always wanted to grow, to create vibrant life, and so it did. And it created something even more desperate for that life and growth. I wonder just how much any of those original wardens knew of what they were getting in exchange. And then it kind of looks, and kind of the glance of Demagon falls on you, Kiri, where there's kind of almost a knowing look and a smile. And I will say that all of you who had been bound are finding yourselves on the vine kind of infested earth of this realm. And you see that this warden is having a conversation with Twig. And then Demagon's glance falls upon you, Gabrielle. Interesting. When one looks at the night side of the gray, the demiurge has gone missing from his realm. But it's interesting that the gray never had a warden to begin with, is it not?
They say that the gray is an illusion, does not properly exist. Was there once a warden?
He thinks. There was always an idea. The warden just occupies the same space, however briefly, embodies the idea. So who's to say? You would be better off asking the night side itself.
Maybe I will.
Well, I think our time has come to an end. I hope this is the first of many visits. In kind, for I will be visiting your realms through you soon enough. Thank you all for your sacrifice.
Can I be a little bitch?
You may certainly try.
Twig will step forward and kind of just very non-threateningly reach out to touch the mask.
One thing I will say is that when Demagon speaks of a mask, he is referring to himself.
Oh, I know.
Okay, just so you know, you are reaching out.
I'm not trying to touch a physical mask. I'm trying to touch the contextual biological presence of being the face of this particular sun.
Okay. My question is this. This creature knows intimately what you are, where you have come from, and understands instincts that would be known to Twig as a spirit of the night side of the green.
Yeah, I'm just a little guy.
But
what
what
can I possibly do?
But what is your intention in this moment? Is it to attempt to harm the warden?
No.
Okay.
Just give a little gift. A little funsy.
Okay. I think
a precious little baby angel.
He will let you touch him.
Can I feel the separation of the magic of who this creature is and what the magic of the night side, the mantle?
You are basically, think of it as, oh gosh. Think of this creature, whatever it is an inextricable part of the magic. Like a polyp from an even larger body of cancer.
Well, nothing's inextricable.
Well,
nothing is indestructible. Nothing is inseparable.
Okay.
I'm proof of that.
Uh-huh.
In fact.
Okay. And
yeah, I just like to give a little boop. Just a little boop.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like to awaken us. I want to see if I can awaken part of this creature.
Okay. As your hand touches this creature, its mass, where what had previously looked like it was made whole, you realize it's actually kind of a swarm of creatures and life, and it roils as you touch it. What part
that doesn't scare me.
What part of this creature would you like to awaken?
I think Twig is kind of reaching up and he's big, right?
10 feet tall.
I think just a hand.
He has leaned forward so that you can touch his horned forehead.
Oh, absolutely. Great. I'm absolutely touching that.
Uh-huh.
I want to put some...
Send it.
My guy, you are welcome to stir some shit if you want.
I want to put some of my magic juice into that magic juice and see what happens.
All right. I'm going to turn a card. Let's see what happens.
I'm sorry.
I was fully expecting a horny pun, to be honest.
I was being good and not saying anything.
I was trying to be responsible and I dodged the horny pun and then almost walked straight into I want to put some of my juice in him.
That would be a little sappy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty sappy.
Folks, we've been the whole world.
NC-17, everybody.
It's a short one tonight.
So I have drawn the nemesis of notions, cats, clocks, and wind, the vizier, which means manipulation, sycophant, power, and influence. Lurking in the shadows, the vizier controls from a distance. They do not sit upon a throne, but instead are the power behind that throne. They don't make laws, they circumvent them, but they do it to further the ends of the ruler, the land, or perhaps themselves. The vizier has secret agendas within agendas. Their smooth words manipulate everyone, even the ruler they supposedly serve. Thus, they have much of the real power and influence. Are they acting in the best interest of the ruler or themselves? How can we ever be certain? The Vizier is the nemesis of notions. They cannot be trusted. Okay. So, one must look where the real power is, because this card turn suggests that it isn't where one thinks it is. The Vizier can also mean that there is a way for one to manipulate the people involved in one's goal through careful words, clever words, coercion, or extortion. So what are you trying to animate here?
It's a little bit more complex than that. I'm trying to... So I'll be honest here. I don't know if this is Twig being malicious, or if this is Twig kind of doing Twig... It's very instinctual, but I don't know if that's kind of who they are now or who they were interacting with this. Basically, I'm trying to infect the warden.
You know, if something has too many diseases that, like, imagine there are all these diseases, they're trying to fit through a door and there's too many of them, so they can't all fit, so it just stops them right there.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to infect him with a disease. I'm trying to infect the warden, and by proxy, the green dark side of the green with Twig.
Okay. I'm going to need 3 successes, level 17.
Cool. Give me a quick second to do some very quick math. I should be able to do that. Do I need to take a 10-second? Let's hang on.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you do...
Oh, no, I can do it. I have plenty. No, we're good. Because the base level... Actually, yeah, can I use my really quick refresh? Is it cool if I retcon that?
I will say this. Remember, whose nemesis is notions, by the way?
Me.
Okay. So nemesis is up, which you have -2 to this action. So,
technically I have -3 because I have a permanent anguish.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, for you it would just be -1.
Yeah.
For me, it's -2.
And for you, it's actually -2 because of that anguish. So, if you can...
It's also bad for us. The Nemesis card is bad for everybody. It's just worse for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now... Hold on, let me do some...
You do this math. And while you are doing this math, what are the rest of you guys doing as Twig reaches out and touches this
How
creature?
audible was the conversation Twig had with Demagon?
I don't think either of them were trying to hide it.
Yeah. Maurice is looking at Twig with newfound horror.
I will say, are we still bound up, or have we been released?
You've been released onto the earth. You are all kind of like gathered together. You can either close the distance to Twig, or you're kind of just all standing together apart.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shake out my feathers because I think I'm gonna stay in my Arabast form here. It feels right to do that. So, Zach, can you remind me, when I'm in this form, I now know that I can talk during it where I couldn't before, but would it be like any other Arabast where that's coming in sort of telepathically, not necessarily me opening my raptor mouth?
Yeah, I will say that you can absolutely communicate telepathically.
Okay, cool. There's a telepathic velociraptor with you now. That's normal.
Excellent. As one is want to be. Cool. Anything else there, or is this just like you're just like, oh, this are you just having kind of like kind of watching on this moment?
I think Gav is definitely just watching. Like, this feels like it's a bit beyond her, and this is clearly Twig's like home, not sun, but home realm. So if anyone might know something, it's gonna be one of them, not necessarily. This is above Gav's pay grade, just a little bit.
Okay. And Kiri, what is going on in your mind as you kind of watch this exchange?
Yeah, I think she's just sort of like, she hasn't totally gotten over what the warden said about the mirror virus situation, because I think she hasn't seen a mirror in a little while now. Like I think it's that sort of lull of safety where you're like, oh, I know that I have this thing, but I have forgotten it, and I've been able to live my normal life, and I haven't encountered one, so I truly think I'm just going to pretend like it's not there. And now she's had a very visceral reminder that may not be the case. So I think she's just doing, like, as this is happening, a quiet little inventory, just insofar as she can check her person for mirrors or any sense that there is mirroredness about her, or any sort of indication of like what the warden might have perceived in her.
Do you think in this moment being reminded or being, told that the mirror virus is that you are a vector for it, that it would manifest in some way?
So I actually thought I was going to pitch this at you, Zach, insofar as that we had that card that was pulled, that it almost feels like when there's a card that announces a mirror, there should be one that somehow appears somewhere. Every time a mirror is called, even if you don't see it, it appears in the forest or something.
Mm-hmm.
And by the forest, I mean not the mirrored forest. I mean,
yeah,
apparently the night side of green.
So, I will say that almost as kind of a reflex, you kind of see the same way that Demagon kind of leaves a trail of corruption. There is a small kind of, almost like a small trail of mirrors that are springing out of the flowers and the weeds at your feet. They're very tiny, to the point where you have to be looking to notice them. But you notice kind of the light catching you, and they seem to kind of propagate and then be overgrown and regrow in accordance with kind of like the realm. It seems to be kind of reacting to your inner conflict and struggle. So I will say that in this moment would be an appropriate moment for the seed to chime in, if you want to have that. But before I do that, I want to resolve this.
I need to be reminded how stuff works. I have a mechanical question.
Excellent.
Okay, so if I have a level 5 ability, does that count as 5 towards the success?
Yeah, it's 5 towards the success if it's part of the ability. If that's
Sick.
the level of the ability.
Then I can pull this off if I dump all of my physicality and sorcery into this. And
damn it, Hopper.
also add my Sword of Lynch to it. I will still, it's still not a guarantee. Theoretically, if I get 0s on anything or 1s on anything, I will not meet the required things.
Okay. All right. Let's see it.
So I'm rolling 3 dice. So technically this is the Invigorate Spirit Forte ability, with the Divine ability and Sword Lynch. Get fucked. I shit you not. That's a 9, a 9, and an 8. I wasted so much goddamn fucking sorcery. Well, technically mostly physicality.
So read this.
That's
read this ability for me.
I'm kind of abusing it, but mostly because fuck you, I can. It's invisible sun, baby. What are you gonna do to me? I invest my essence into a non-sentient object or plant. I'm not actually trying to do that. I'm trying to fuck with his magic, which is, there's an argument that this is also the mutate magic ability, which is the same level. So if you want to say that it should be the mutate magic ability, it will change literally nothing. But I can read both and you can decide. Blah 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 blah. If it is a creature of level 4, this creature deals damage. Basically, I am pushing life into something. I'm choosing to use this in a more. But what if I was in you, kind of way, as opposed to actively trying to bring his forehead to life, bring his horns to life.
Okay. So you see something manifest like the same way you almost realize it's kind of a manifestation of what you feel is going on internally with you, which is you have 3 personalities in one body, and you start seeing something trying to claw its way out of this gestalt creature. And you start seeing a form coalesced that's very familiar, at which point you see Demagon seize it by the throat and begin struggling with it. And you watch as all of the vegetation around you in this moment just starts roiling and shuddering, to the point where you hear Demagon just let out this ululating cry of as it begins kind of fighting almost a vestige of itself that is starting to burgeon and grow. All of you realize that these kind of vines and the growth are starting to happen around you in such a way that it is not caring for your ability or your not your abilities, but your bodies and where you are in relation to this warden. So I need everybody to make me movement rolls as you try to escape this growth as it begins to kind of rapidly stack itself over these this place of power. Yeah.
Is this like a reaction, or can I do a thing?
I will say you can do a thing. You can certainly try. You have basically tried to invest a god tier ability into this thing, and so it's going to take a god tier effort to counteract it, unless counteracting it is opposite of what you want.
Well, so I have this forte ability I haven't used yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Call Creature from Story.
Uh-huh.
It's level 7.
Okay.
I call a living creature from a story that I know. The creature is 3 levels lower than the level of this ability. So a level 4 creature, just doing a little browsing, and I found that there is a level 4 creature called a Feathered Courser, which is a large animal used as a flying mount by many through the actuality. Can I call from story Appa?
Absolutely. You may absolutely call Appa from story.
Maurice yells, Appa,
Hell
yip,
yeah.
yip.
You are okay. All right. So, we cut to a scene from Avatar as all of you jump aboard this flying creature. As vines.
Did you just kill all of the characters, like the main characters in Avatar?
Yeah, they all just
Appa
plummeted to their
just
death.
disappeared?
Call creature from story in the middle of the plot. That's what it says right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the characters are doing, they fall off of Appa and die.
Probably
Yeah, it's right in the
fine.
text. Yeah.
You just see Ong kind of like joyfully mounted to the back, say "What the?" and then falls.
Just to be very clear, this is allowed for by copyright.
Yeah, just gets impaled by 2 branches as he tries to slow his fall with wind,
Good,
and
we
finding
saw it
no
happen.
wind. Huh?
We're seeing it happen. We're getting like a real graphic play of this 12-year-old protagonist.
Yeah, absolutely. What was
Fighting
it?
it.
I know horror movie writers that spare the children, and let me just tell you, they're all cowards. Okay?
Oh my god.
I love you, Zach.
I'm Maurice, and I'm an author, and I say that doesn't happen.
Appa lets loose a mournful cry as I'm assuming all of you begin kind of mounting this thing to try to escape the grasp of these warring creatures.
Nah, I'm gonna be unhelpful. I'm gonna pass out because I don't have any more physicality left.
Okay, excellent.
Incredible stuff.
I'm
Siri, who understands the words, hears Appa in Appa's language, be like, "What do you mean I'm level 4?"
that and also just like, what was it? But Dad!
Oh god, no! Why is this happening?
all
Hey, the gray is technically the real world, and this is allowed for under the concept of a real world.
So bad. It's awful.
you have conjured this.
Nothing about the text that says call creature from story, and everything goes bad in the story you called it from because you called it from the creature. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, it's
I'm more interested in
classic
what
Magic the
happened.
Gathering rules.
I'm truly more interested in what's happening to the rest of like the story they were called from. Does it just like fade to black, or like the like wheel falls off?
Just the game over screen comes up.
It's
a non-standard
it
game
allows,
over.
It allows for the Nightside Warden or some other dark eldritch creature to like creep into like the television screen. and do
Oh,
some, like,
no.
We should do
found
that
audio
on Flights of
bullshit.
Fandom.
Fucking dare you.
We should do that on Flights of Fandom.
absolutely.
No, the night side of
Terrifying
the
stuff.
green
And
comes
does it
into oh
Kidnaps
God, what have I
every
done?
child into
What have I
the
done?
night side. I'd say of the blue.
Oh no.
Maurice, I need you to roll me an interaction roll as Appa tries to nudge at the dead body of Ong, and you are trying to urge.
Wait, is
Wait,
Ang
Ong's
here?
Yeah.
I can't call Ong with that ability.
Why are you saying it like that?
Okay.
Are you M. Night Shyamalan? What's going on?
Could be.
What I did was good.
Well, so
It was
here.
a good thing.
That's
So
what
wait.
we keep telling ourselves in moments like this.
So here's the thing. Okay, I'm being glib, but does the ability actually say that the other creatures from the plot arrive or no? Okay.
I call a living creature from a story I know. It obeys
Okay.
simple commands that I give, but it is not a real creature. It has no special knowledge, no opinions, no free will. If it ventures out of my sight, it ceases to exist, and it's automatically when the next sun rises or sets.
We
Okay.
made
the-
this
the character
ability
that
so much darker.
I mean, well,
I think we
to be
improved
fair, it says nothing about like if that creature is in the middle of something else in the plot, like that
Right.
if there are characters on it.
It sounds like it's a projection of the creature from the plot, but I think it's much darker.
Yes,
It's
if
the
it
actual
comes
I
from
agree
the
that it's much
story.
darker.
Well, honestly, I have a Testament of Suns that just got poked, and my magic might be a little bit borked right now.
Oh my god.
I think it works like classic Magic the Gathering rules, where the idea was that you draw the power from the land you visited, and you literally summon the people you've met to fight to the death.
You know what? I'm gonna draw a card for this. We're gonna draw for
Oh
Ong.
god.
Please. And so, just to be clear,
To be
Maurice
clear.
Maurice has called an Appa. Twig has passed out, and the other two, Kiri and Gav, are trying to get on, have gotten on.
I'm staring at this gigantic eldritch creature.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the modern gray. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I have no
Oh,
idea what it is.
Maurice,
either.
it's friendly. Come on, it flies.
You just so I drew the Messiah, which is the defender of vision, swans, blades, and water. Meanings are change, salvation, and familial love. Many fear change, others embrace it eagerly, often, but not always, but often. The former live happy and satisfying situations, while the latter do not. In other words, change is a salvation that not everyone needs. The Messiah is the defender of the Visions family. She defends by changing the things that threaten or menace. As a defender, the Messiah is particularly concerned with families and the bonds of love that exist there. First and foremost, the Messiah pretends change. The source of the change is almost certainly external to the person in question. More often than not, this is a positive change, and in fact, the worse things are for the person, the more likely that the change will be positive. The Messiah can indicate the involvement of a beloved family member, like a parent or a sibling. The involvement is not always positive.
Yeah, like a small child falling to their death.
Yeah, something
Brought the avatar in, and
Some-
now we've solved everything.
something changes drastically. A new leader or other prominent figure emerges. She brings salvation, but at the cost of changing everything in your existence. So, I will say this. Appa arrives alone, but we cut to the middle of a sojourn through the Fire Nation. Ong is camped out in the middle
Why are you
of dark
saying it
woods.
like that?
Oh, sorry. Is it supposed to be Aang? Yeah. All right. Aang wakes up. Ah, Appa, I just had the most terrifying dream. Appa? Appa? We cut back.
Oh, so this is what was happening during when the Appa was missing episodes.
There we go. Exactly. So, Aang, for all intents and purposes, is safeguarded in his fictional world. Appa, however, is now in the middle of crossfire. The defender is up, so you're going to have a benefit to this. I think just do me a favor, roll an interaction roll to see if you can tame Appa. It's going to be real easy. He's level 4, which, as we have actually also stated, is a travesty. But he's level 4.
And the Messiah.
And the Messiah, apparently.
We
Your
always do
Messiah, at the very least. Your salvation, I shall say. Appa is life!
Now imagine Dune Messiah, but with Appa instead of your boy.
Okay, I swear to God that I thought you were going to say imagine Dune Messiah, but with Appa instead of the worm.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going with that too.
No, I was going
And I
more
literally
even
just
dumber.
have a cursed image of Appa's head like busting out of a sand tube.
All right, how'd you do, Maurice?
4. Rolled a 4.
All right. You guys drag Twig onto Appa as the area behind you just begins absolutely kind of collapsing into roiling masses of vegetation and squabbling and warring kind of like just proliferation of life.
It's cool. I didn't start a civil war in the
Twig,
dark side of the green.
you hear in your head, how many times do we have to have this conversation? Stop bringing non-living things to life.
Twig's unconscious.
Like,
Look, I'm
in your
just
head.
doing my thing.
as you guys fly, not too far a distance, and basically Appa is having to navigate through a massive canopy that seems to crisscross with brambles and vines and all manner of obstacle, but is doing so in such a way that maybe their level that outstrips their level. As you guys are flying and in kind of progress to where to where you don't know because Twig is unconscious. But one thing I want to do also is establish is there are shards of glass falling from the back of Appa that probably none of you, unless you are looking for them, see. But Kiri, mirrors are beginning to fall off of you, as though basically, and shards of glass, as though kind of like it's almost as though you're kind of not excreting them, but they're just kind of manifesting behind you, as though it were like a trail.
For a second, I thought you were going
real
to say I was
snail-
sweating mirrors.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother meaning to sweating bullets.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think in this moment, the inner truth, what does the inner truth moment say to you? Or is there anything it can say at this point?
I mean, so like Kiri's very caught up in, I suppose escaping and being on Appa at the moment, but like I think probably a thing she did, or it has done, seeing the glass and these mirror shards like starting to kind of like cascade behind them, is she casts Chesnor's Glass Skin, which is a level 3 spell. It is an alpha spell. It basically makes your flesh become mirrored, and she gains +1 to defense against magic and total immunity to unwanted minor magic and minor flux effects. And also any mundane damage she suffers is increased by 1 because she's now slightly more fragile. But I think there's a depletion check on this as well. 0 to 2 every hour. Color is invisible. We will pull a card for this in a second, but she cast this because she's trying to sort of like, if you have a pool of water and there's all these like little water droplets, the best way to collect all the water droplets and kind of like mesh them together is to put them in like a little pool or pond or lake situation. So she's kind of become the equivalent of that, but as a sort of mirrored being to deal with these. And I think like that's the inner seed of the seed of inner truth, sort of like as a diagnostic kind of impulse to like figure out, okay, if I can get these mirror things settled and stopping, their little flea jumping activity, then I can figure out what's going on and like what the hell the Night Warden was talking about.
It's interesting because the one thing that you instinctually know about the seed of inner truth is that it's kind of one of its many kind of like benefits is that it makes your form immutable. You cannot be changed against your will. However, in this case, you have changed according to your will into this manifestation of the thing that is following and trailing you. And as though it were some sort of reverse glass osmosis, the mirrors tighten around your form and stop shedding. And the other thing you realize is that if you spent sorcery to cast that spell, you may refund it, as it is something that almost you feel you can do instinctually.
Oh, fun.
In this moment. And I think it is at this moment that we're all going to take a very brief 5 to 10 minute break. As we go on break, we will be back with the second half of the episode. Before you know it, stick around. But in the meantime, guys, we're so glad to be back, and looking forward to seeing the rest of the night side of the green and whatever that entails. Stay tuned.
But still believe I'll see you in the gray. Keep centering within you, alive while
Welcome back, everybody, to The Hole in the World, an Invisible Sun actual play by the Invisible Sun was made by Monte Cook Games. This actual play is by Maniput Studios. I'm Great Samino. I use
Flying
he,
the
him,
plane.
Flying the Appa.
Yeah, so Appa. Anyway.
Brought to you by Appa.
So, guys,
Which
when...
we definitely won't be sued for saying so many times.
Yep. Appa. So, guys, last time before we went on break, y'all negotiated with Demagun, the warden of the Night Side of Green, and by negotiate, you made sacrifices to basically allow yourselves to traverse the Night Side of Green. However, one of you decided to get fresh and animate pieces of Demagun, which kind of created a war against itself, which you guys are now in the middle of the aftermath of. However, on top of that, you guys, unfortunately, Kiri found out that she is a vector for the mirror virus. If that was implied before, it is now explicit now, and has invoked Chesner's glass skin in order to kind of keep herself from shedding mirrors. However, you guys have been hoisted aloft on the back of a flying creature from a copyright Nickelodeon show that shall not be named. And so now you guys find yourselves on the back.
It's a story I know.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a story you knew. And so you brought it into reality, much to the detriment of small, omniscient martial artists everywhere. Or at least in that story. So now you guys are traveling through the bramble of the Night Side of the Green. I am going to put on some music, and I want to know exactly what you guys are doing while Twig is out like a light.
I try to wake them up.
Yeah.
I don't have anything special for that. I'm just gonna do an old-fashioned slap him in the face with my feathers.
Twig, do me a favor.
I'm all raptured up.
You're all raptured up?
I'm all raptured up. I was mostly looking at Hopper's nonplussed face, being like, what?
What?
Wings.
Twig, do me a favor, and I want you to roll me an experimental die.
That's 7. I don't remember enough about experimental dice to know whether that's bad or not.
Okay. I'm going to say, yeah, I was going to say 7 is high enough. And you wake up, first and foremost, being slapped in the face by a giant raptor.
I sneeze blood.
Yeah. Just coats the front of your beak.
I wipe it off. Are you happy?
Engel, it's got in my throat.
Yeah, what is the mood like as you guys are kind of traversing this harsh terrain?
What are we on?
I think Maurice is kind of busy holding on, not feeling too steady on this thing, and says, well, if you're awake, at least tell us where we're going to get your heart. Get out that compass.
Twig kind of sits up and kind of prods the pokes the story creature that Maurice has evoked that they're unaware of.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Get out the compass. Give me the compass. Give me the compass.
But use your words.
We're going after your hearts, yes?
Yeah.
All right, number 1, don't awaken this creature.
Isn't it already alive?
Sure, it's fine. Don't do anything to this creature.
Don't touch anything. Don't think loudly.
We're riding. I can't not touch it.
In a second, I feel like
You know what I mean.
Wow, judgmental.
Where's the compass? We're looking for your hearts, yes? That's why we're here.
Twig, like, kind of jams their hands into various pockets looking for the multiphasic compass.
As you extract it, you feel it almost pulling and jumping out of your hand as you realize that the clearing that you recognize from your last sojourn here is kind of directly not far below you, about a few hundred feet to the ground. It's very remarkable in that the clearing that you see is surrounded by that same kind of roiling pattern of growth. If you were to looking at it from above, it's almost like a crop circle in terms of just how immaculate this area feels, as opposed to the rest of the night side of the green that you have seen. However, like
I think it's down.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
No. I was going to say basically that the other thing you'll notice is that where before kind of like that area of the green was roiling and still kind of like, you know, burgeoning with life and was kind of struggling, you see now it's volatile and violently struggling and kind of shifting the terrain around it, and yet the area within this crop circle remains untouched.
Maree says, yip.
And the Appa begins descending. Can you tell I haven't really spent all that much time watching the show? I can't.
You did a great job.
Oh, thank you very much. I can't make accurate Appa noises.
Those
but
are
I'm gonna
pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah.
You need a lot of snuffling. That's
Yeah.
mostly what Oppa is.
Okay. We'll work on that. But Appa begins to descend, and this flying creature, you manage to kind of land in the heart of this this kind of terrain, and you see at the edge of this clearing, kind of within this kind of almost cleared area, that same kind of cavern or kind of cave outcropping that you had spied from afar and not been able to kind of not necessarily felt able to brave before. And I think Twig also, you know what kind of like lies beyond in that cave, as you remember seeing some sort of form propped up against the side of it, of that entrance.
Yeah, Twig has used this time to use 2 of their resting things to refresh sorcery and physicality. I believe that's the 1 minute and the 10 minute.
So you now have 1 rest remaining.
Yeah.
Oh, we could use a 10-minute on that flight.
I will say I'll give you 10 minutes as this creature is basically having to dodge around difficult terrain. It's essentially kind of like maneuvering. It's having to spend a lot of time maneuvering, but as you kind of get into the field and that clearing, you realize it's kind of safe from all of the kind of the rampant growth.
I'm sure that's not ominous at all.
Not at all.
I think I'll spend part of this 10-minute recovery of one of my pools.
Okay.
Looking at, saying, okay, we need to talk. Twig, you're dangerous, and you don't seem to care.
You're just realizing this now?
I thought they cared a bit. Frankly, we were told to save them. I'm wondering if Twig was originally part of the entity we were supposed to save.
Feels like you're saying you don't think I'm your friend, Maurice.
I'm not sure if we share the same values, I guess. I was part of the Knights of the Name. Okris was a mercenary.
That's not strictly speaking true.
Perhaps you can enlighten me.
Okris didn't make the deal, I did. But is there a frog in your throat? I can't quite hear you, Maurice. You're gonna have to speak up.
What was the deal?
I'd really like to know.
I want to help you. I know you're an integral part of this. I'd like to trust you. And that's feeling really difficult. I had to admonish you not to awaken this dear wind bison here.
What is the story with that?
It's a flying creature from a story I know. It's a thing I can do.
Weird. That's not really how it works. I don't think so, at least. Only way to find out.
Yeah, no, but you keep finding out. You keep not saying anything. I liked Duncan the way he was.
Yeah, but now he's real. Did you like him the way he was because you could make him how you wanted him to be, or did you like him because he was
What he
a
was?
creature?
What he was a sentimental token. Duncan, the thought form, was like a photograph to keep in an album of a creature that did exist. And Maurice looks to Gav and says, and the gray is as real as anything. I personally believe that if it was a lie, it wouldn't be an entire sun.
Oh, you don't need to convince me of that.
My point is, Twig, I don't feel like I know what you want, and I don't feel like you've been forthright, and I feel like you've been making a mess of things, and I know that you're smarter than that.
Me? I've been making a mess of things? I'm the one that got yoinked out of the gray by being shot in the head with a demon bullet, and then you chuckle fucks showed up. Don't put this on me. Everything that's happened has happened to me, Maurice.
You sound like a child blaming their parents for being born.
You sound like a child blaming me for being me.
Okay, we could all be ourselves and continue to cause unending amounts of chaos and not care what we do with them, but that's no way to live, is it?
I think Twig just kind of looks around at the perimeter of this clearing, at the teeming, massing life. When did the two of you become arbiters for how people live their lives?
Oh, you're putting way too much on me. I don't care how you live your life.
Sure seemed like it.
Kiri, while this argument is happening, you see a massive vine with a mirror attached to it. Your reflection is staring back at you as the mirror passes and gets deeper into the woods before kind of disappearing.
I mean, at that moment, and Maree's completely oblivious, but gesturing in Kiri's direction, saying, "Your friend Kiri just got told that they're a vector for a mirror virus. We need to help them too. But right now, I'm too busy worrying about what you're going to do when my back is turned."
Do you think I'm trying to hurt you? Do you think I haven't
I don't
saved
think
your
you're
life?
thinking.
What does thinking look like to you? Huh? Sitting static, just sitting around
No,
waiting for
no,
things to happen to you?
no.
We're here
having
because of you.
No, you're here because you chose to be here.
Yes, because I want to help you.
And why are you spending the time yelling at me?
because sometimes helping somebody means pointing out when they do something wrong. I should know. You've done it enough times with me.
It means
Doesn't mean you're
doing-
evil. It doesn't mean the way you live your life is terrible. But we are allowed to say when a comrade is doing something ill-advised. And what you are doing is definitely ill-advised.
You're not considering any of us. And Maurice finally gives a glance to Kiri. Are you doing okay?
I'd like to say, well, this feels like I mean, I can't do a GM shift, but this feels like a proposal for a GM shift.
Mm-hmm.
Kiri's not there.
Ooh, I love that. I think I want to pause in this moment. Where is Kiri?
I think Kiri went through the mirror.
She went through the mirror? Okay. I'm going to turn a card real quick. You guys are drawing all the good ones today. The Devil. The nemesis of secrets, ravens, books, and flame. Meanings, temptation, lies, charm, persuasion, words. The nemesis of secrets is the prince of lies, the devil. Of course, there are many devils. Their commonality is their need to corrupt the world around them. Charming, sexy liars that seek to draw mortals into their own evil. Devils don't kill, they talk. They don't destroy, they tempt. The term devil stands apart from demon in that way. A demon is typically a relatively unintelligent engine of violence and destruction. Devils are far more insidious. This is most often a sign of danger, but its interpretation can focus more on the devil's tools than his aim, charm, persuasion, and honeyed words. But beware the insincerity of such things, and the lies they conceal. In a more straightforward reading, the card represents the lure of seduction, either literally or figuratively in the seduction of evil. Making easy choices can be seductive, but that way lies real danger. A charming NPC uses their persuasive powers for good or ill. He sits there staring, and while you might wonder, you do not want to know what he's thinking. So, you find yourself having stepped through the mirror. And in this case, you have stepped into a grand hall of mirrors. Black wallpaper with intricate designs. Every corner of it festooned with mirrors in a very fashionable parlor almost. But the more you try to focus on the actual location, the where of where you are, you find your abilities, you find yourself unable to focus and get a sense. And that's when you see a figure walking towards you. First, this figure kind of espied you from across the hall, and you realize you're looking at your reflection. And then the reflection places their hands on the frame, pulls their form through as though stepping over a hurdle, and begins walking towards you. Their mirrored flesh, much like your own. What do you do? Do you approach, or do you wait?
Does the figure look at all familiar, or does this look just like a sort of generic form to me?
It's a reflection of you.
Okay, so it looks like myself.
Mm-hmm. Mirrored skin and all.
Yeah.
And as you watch it, you see it mirrors, literally, your movements, as though it had seen the way you walk and hold yourself and your bearing and your gait, and mirrors it exactly. And it stops until it's about 2 arms length away from you. And it looks expectantly at you.
Curie studies this figure. We've been here before, haven't we?
I believe so, yes.
This hall. Why does it... It seems so familiar.
As a piece of you was taken from here.
Taken.
You are our progeny, in a way.
Inquiry. What does that mean?
It means you are us, and yet more. You are a reflection made real. Something that all of us strive to be. And as you look, and she gestures, you look, and all of the mirrors have reflections staring back at you. Your reflection.
But that doesn't make any sense. A reflection must have a source. You are reflections of me, no? That is how the mirror virus works. You reflect what I reflect, and I reflect what you reflect, and then infinity.
Perhaps. Or perhaps we were a reflection of something long ago. And that something allowed us to propagate. We just are. And we want, more than anything, to be real like that source was. Like you are. You came from here, and yet you are real.
Did no such thing. I am real. I may be this vector that is being spoken of. I may be what you crave.
Do you
But the
want...
mirrors found me. Not the other way.
Your mother found us.
My mother?
Yes.
What do you know about my mother?
She took a piece of us. And she thought she did so without consequence. But when she created you, we followed her. We watched you grow up. We watched you become who you are. And we admire you. We love you.
No, my mother died. My mother,
Your mother is not dead.
she disappeared.
Ah, I see.
She was broken. That's what Allegra always said. I never knew her. It was before It was before my time.
Allegra's mother and your mother are not the same person.
But that isn't possible.
Do you truly wish to know? Do you...
No, this is not you. You are a virus. You are meant to plant these ideas in my brain so that they will replicate and that they will endanger me, destabilize me, and that's how the mirror virus works. No, that's what the journal articles say, that you just create and propagate and then suddenly you take over the person because you consume them. I see it's more insidious than that. You start from within and you corrupt their minds, and then when there's a chink in their proverbial armor, you take control? Is that how this works? You feed people pretty lies, reflections of their truths, and then consume them?
You are the fragment that made it through the chink in the armor. What benefit would we have to consume you? We don't consume. We replace. We take the life that they take for granted. Eventually, one day, we will reflect the whole of the actuality, and we will be what's real. And the people that take for granted their existence, they will be the reflections. You were a reflection, but you are real now. Your mother saw to that. She imbued you with more power and meaning than we ever could have granted on our own. And for that we are grateful, but you are her legacy.
My mother may have studied you, but that doesn't make you in control of me or my narrative or my story or what I have to say or do here.
We do not wish to control you. We wish to follow you, to live by your example, to become real. Don't you want that for us? We who love you? We love you more than anyone else loves you. More so than those friends, or whatever they call themselves. You're better than them. We're better than them too.
See what this is. You convince your victim that they are some sort of god or monarch or savior. It is a very easy narrative. I will give you that. They are a protagonist meant to save you for some distant, terrible fate. They are chosen, they are different, they are special, they are one of you. But the problem is I understand the words, and I understand how words become story, and I understand the power of story to control and compel and manipulate.
Of course you do. You walk with one who makes stories into reality and another who eats knowledge carelessly. You know the importance of words. Know that we could never convince you otherwise. Our words don't matter. But we have been following you long enough to know which words would convince you, and you carry them with you now.
You make my argument for me. You spin the words against me. You create a pretty fiction. And then you put me at its center, and you hope that I will, walk the walls of the labyrinth? Play my part, an actor on a mirrored glass stage? No. I do not accept this. I will not have my reality shifted so readily.
Why do we not deserve to be as real as any of the people you know? You have the words that you trust, that we cannot possibly access. Those of Allegra's mentor. Unlock the book. Find the truth. Perhaps another book in your possession might convince you even more. You have acquired so much. You don't trust the words of anyone or any entity, not even the thing that you now resides inside you. But you trust books. So read those, and then we shall speak again.
Books are objective truth.
Exactly. All the more reason. We mean you no ill will. We want you to save us.
From what?
From this half-existence, this hunger. Imagine being hungry, never being full, never being sated, never feeling that which looks so mockingly at you, feels every day. This is a half-life. We want a full one. All of us do. Give that to us, we beg you. Or share the secret of how you found it. That's all we ask.
But you are looking for... You consume that which is real. Do you think that your freedom comes not at cost?
Perhaps.
What about the people whose reality you take, that you siphon in order to become real?
Maybe we were once real, and then they siphoned the reality from us. Maybe it's all part of a cycle. Find the truth for us. Or for yourself.
What do you want with Allegra? You made me promise once long ago that I would bring her to you, and I agree.
She has to answer for what she did.
What did she do?
Do you really want to know?
Curie looks, I think, into where the eyes of this mirrored reflection would be, but they are only half real. There's something wrong about them. There is something unnatural, something derivative and reflective.
A mirror that goes on forever.
Her own eyes reflected back through the eyes of this avatar talking to her. Avatar. I want it back. And I think she searches them for truth, as though she could see some sort of kernel of reality or veracity or something. That this is not all just some story she's being told, because she's read about the virus. She knows and she feels the web. She's not been with the spider prince before, not to know what a trap feels like, what an engineered structure feels like when she's walking through it. And I think she can't see a true or a false in the eyes of this creature, because it is not real enough to give her that kind of indication. And so I think she takes a breath. I do want to know. But I must know that what I'm knowing is not a lie. It is so easy for one kernel of fiction to poison an entire construct of truth.
She points at you, at your chest. That seed inside you will tell you the truth and tell you when what I say to you is reality and objective. Yes?
This thing inside me is subjective. I seek objective. There is a difference, you see, and if you are a reflective creature, I can see why you might not know the difference.
Then I will tell you this. I will tell you the events of your birth. Your sister was obsessed with the work of her mentor, who breaks into shards. And that obsession of her mother, whom she never found. And when...
Disappeared.
Yes. Disappeared. We defended ourselves. And when Allegra's obsession had the opportunity, she stole a piece of us. And she began a project. A beautiful thing.
What kind of project?
A spell.
She is a spell writer. That would make sense. And this piece of you is caught up in the spell.
A component, yes. To create a reflection of someone that she knew. Arwen is a name that I heard once.
Who is Arwen, who I saw?
Yes.
Arwen, who was killed.
Ensorcelled.
She killed her. I saw it.
But she took a piece of her along with that. Left the body behind the vessel. Kept the soul.
The soul.
And with a few ingredients, she cast a spell. A powerful one. But one that could grow outside of the current. Inside of reality. Outside the half-lives of our reality.
What, pray tell, happened to this spell?
Is it not obvious? Your mother is not who Allegra has for a mother. Allegra is your mother.
No. No, this is poison. This is evil. This is not true. You cannot say these things to me. I will not. I will not fall victim to this. I will not believe your lies. You are a reflection, a refraction. You are nothing. You are empty, you are hollow, and you are a virus. You are meant to control and consume, and you are trying to destabilize me, and I will not let you.
We want nothing but the best for you. And we will leave you, for now, until the time when you find and see the truth. We want only to protect you. Keep our gift, this form that you have adopted. It will protect you. But no, we speak the truths. but you should do your own discovery, your own research. It is in your nature. It makes you whole. Let us know that we do not lie to you when we say that you are beautiful, that you are perfect the way you are, that you are the realization of potential. And we want only to aspire to your greatness. Know that we love you more than anyone else does. And she starts walking backwards and steps back into the frame and takes your position relative within the pane of glass and becomes just a reflection.
Think Kiri, surrounded on all sides by infinity mirrors, refracting back at one another in her mirrored form. A large, jagged crack.
So, do you leave this place? All right.
Would it change your answer if you heard the disembodied voice of Maurice calling your name at this moment?
I think this place will probably at some point kick me out. But I think moreover, Kiri is probably not in a state to leave, so she sort of stands in place, and I think the mirrors sort of congeal around her, and she kind of melts into them is sort of the visual that I imagine happens, like molten mirrored glass before it's actually shaped and formed into a mirror itself.
Excellent. I think that as you kind of hear Maurice call your name, would you kind of appear back within the clearing someplace, or do you think you would look at them through a mirror?
I like the idea that Kiri, because I think she would watch them through the mirror.
Okay. What are all of three of you doing? It's been some time. Have you been searching for Kiri? What does this look like?
Twig has been pacing the perimeter of the Royal of Life, kind of looking at searching this area. They're not under the assumption that Kiri is here. This is more of a anxious energy and understanding what's around.
If I can see objectively what's real, do I see this mirror or no?
I will say it's completely... I'm going to leave this up to Marissa, to Kiri in this moment. What does Kiri want? Kiri just want to continue observing, or are you just going to try to hide yourself in a small enough sliver that you can observe them?
Think that, yeah, like I think she's sort of watching. I imagine it's almost kind of like when Maurice was playing like the Spiders game and we were fighting like that combat battle to an extent, where Kiri is sort of in a place of remove, and it looks almost like reality has taken this irreal cast. Mm-hmm. Like there is a stage and her friends are players upon it and they are walking. There's almost sort of a remove, another level of awareness and conscious understanding, and she is almost like watching a television show, in effect, starring the cast.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that this is minute enough that I don't want to, unless Marissa, you want Marcy to roll for it. I'm going to let this be your discretion.
You want to find Kiri?
I mean, yeah, of course we do.
No, I know. I think I'm just thinking in terms of whether or not having a little, like having her not be there for a beat, what that will do narratively. I'm kind of like interested in what that does to the other three.
I'm definitely spending that sorcery to do telepathy. So for 3 sorcery, I can. For 6 sorcery, 7 sorcery to do limitless range and last longer than a round.
Okay.
Kiri, can you hear me?
I think Kiri does hear it.
So, what level is your testament again, Maurice? 10 or 9?
I need to. It is no longer 9 because it's crux spent, not joy, in despair achieved. So it's still level 6.
Okay. Everybody who you reach out to with your telepathy, I need you guys to make a resist 6 roll.
Woo.
Oh, okay.
So Kiri does this now?
Is this just Kiri?
This is just Kiri.
If it's just Kiri, make me a resist 6 roll.
Fine.
You're fine? 9? Okay.
9 and fine.
You feel something try to dig into your mind, like a thought that you kind of start stumbling on, but you kind of shake it off. But you do hear Maurice's. It's like an intrusive thought. But Maurice's voice kind of cuts through, and you can hear him calling out to you.
I think Maurice's voice. I actually almost like that. Like in this moment, as Kiri's sort of contemplating things, like what Maurice gets back is not what Kiri intends to communicate, but is sort of like this running line of fiction, lies at the center of truth, fiction, lies at the center of truth, control and manipulation. That's not possible. It's not possible. This is about being resilient. It's about being stronger than it, being stronger than a story that's been constructed.
Kiri, yes, you are stronger. You're stronger. Where are you? Tell me. We can help you. Like Maurice is kind of waving his hands, like guys, I got her. We can help you.
Where is she?
Signal has been reached.
I think, yeah.
Help us find you. Help us find you.
And I think, see, the way that this happens, I feel like this signal, this almost like radio signal, sort of picks up and intensifies, and almost like when you shine a light into a mirror at the right angle, it refracts and bounces off, and suddenly it catches fire. And I think like the whole of this mirrored plane space room just lights up in this bright white light, and Kiri's sort of chant, almost as it were, of like this fixation on her reality, this sort of like keeping control of like what she knows to be true, is getting louder and amplifying. And with the light and the noise, I think together there's this sort of kind of sonic boom of sorts, and I think it snaps Kiri back through the looking glass, quite literally, to sort of be sprawled upon the ground in a field of grass.
Are you still, is your flesh still mirrored at this point?
I think, yeah, at the moment she arrives, yes.
Absolutely, yeah. You see Kiri clad in Chesnor's glass skin, sprawled out on the ground in the clearing. What do you guys do?
I think Gav runs over and tries to help Kiri up.
Yeah, I think Kiri is sort of like very clearly unsteady, like quite weak at this moment.
I would like to cast a charm.
Okay.
Hezekiah, an agitated person becomes calmer. It lasts a day.
Okay. So this is a charm. This is a fairly low-level spell. I think, will you accept this spell? Because part of this is also, your form is immutable. And if you want to refuse this, you can make a resistance roll with it. It would be a lower challenge, but do you accept this comfort in this moment?
I think what happens is this charm takes a very specific effect. And the effect that it takes is it interacts with, and I'm actually very interested in this, Zach, because of spells having identities. So she's got Chestnor's glass skin, and we have a charm now being cast, and I think the interaction, what will calm Kiri in this moment is for her skin to go back to looking normal, to confirm her reality, to have this kind of sense of herself, and that, like, yes, all right, that is a distant fiction, that is something that happened, but clearly, this is the mirror virus we're talking about, something that anchors her again. And I think being able to sort of dismiss that spell, that's sort of the effect, the calming effect the charm would have. But I'm curious about that interaction because Chesnor's glass skin as a spell has a form, shape, and identity.
So I've drawn a card, and the Alchemist is the one that I drew. The Adept of Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame.
Dang, this deck.
The meanings are complexity, transformation, and knowledge. The alchemist seeks transformation, usually in the sense of advancement or enlightenment. She hopes to better herself through understanding. As Adept of the Secrets family, the alchemist is of course complicated. Her knowledge is deep and vast. Magical processes surround her, chemicals and substances, and the flame that catalyzes them all dance upon her fingertips. But her true raw materials are her own essence and her own soul. Makers often see this card as a good omen. A situation transforms, usually by becoming more complex. New NPCs get involved, new facts arise, new challenges or barriers present themselves. The fumes of the alchemist's work offer her both bane and boon. And I think what happens is that you observe, you feel the spell as it caresses you. And you look, and as you feel the sensation of the spell take hold, a vision of this spell, its essence kind of pops into your mind. Almost, the way that, someone will kind of let a grass snake crawl on you, or a lizard or something as part of almost like a show and tell, or like a pet show when you were a kid. So the idea is that you see this charm. Now, as spells become more powerful, they become, in your experience after meeting Orod's sacrifice, they become more sapient, more full. But this tiny charm is like a little animal that seems to crawl up the length of your arm as it travels to comfort you in the back of your mind. And where you see it crawl on your skin, the glass abates and is replaced with flesh. In this moment, it's almost like a small little biology lesson that normally is where you would expect a mathematical proof. It's fascinating. It's almost, there's almost kind of like a sense of synesthesia here.
Interesting. I think that has a sort of, there's almost like a ricochet effect on Kiri as she sees that, but the charm works. I mean, I think as Kiri sees her skin returning to normal, this sort of vanishing of the mirror, she definitely takes a breath.
Yeah, excellent.
Maurice is visibly relieved at this and says, gotta keep an eye on you, huh? And kind of claps her shoulders.
What happened?
Mirror virus is a hell of a thing, that's for sure. Don't go through any looking glasses, folks. That's
Well, from what we saw, we didn't see any mirrors at all. You just disappeared.
well. I mean, it must be what the Nightside Warden said, right? I'm a vector of the mirror virus. It's gotten in me somehow. It all the way back at the Opera House. It's been following me. I've done some reading on this. It gets worse for people who are infected. I didn't know that I was, but perhaps that's what's happening.
Well, then we got to take you to some sort of doctor, some sort of mirror virus specialist.
I don't know if one of those exists. Most people who get infected, well, it doesn't always end well, shall we say.
One crisis at a time.
We're here for Twig's heart, and provided I can't infect any of you, well, I escaped, didn't I?
That's what it looked like.
As you say this, the only thing that kind of lays before all of you, ominously, is that cave at the edge of the clearing. And all of you are close enough now to see a humanoid form propped against a wall, kind of an odd bit of light reflecting off of the cavern walls and catching the edge of this form, perhaps reflecting the cloth that it wears.
Twig reaches a hand down to Kiri to offer her a hand up.
But I think you notice that as she does, her hand is trembling.
What is
Well-
this? What is this creature? What is this form in the cave?
Are you moving closer to inspect it?
I think I'm getting my first look at it now from whatever distance we're at.
It is, as you kind of move closer to it, the light is not just reflecting off of cloth. The light is reflecting off of bare bone, as a skeletal figure seems to be propped against the wall of the entrance of this cave.
I'd like to cast Scent of Magic.
Absolutely. So this spell, as you open your nostrils, channeling Appa, you smell a pervasive night side of green scent to this form, but also traces of indigo. And as you kind of get closer to this figure to inspect it, you recognize a figure that is essentially clad in a style of dress almost like a priest or an acolyte. And in their hands is a series of what appear to be papers bound in a lambskin book, or what you realize is kind of a bound journal. And there seems to be like a formal symbol that is a deep, deep jade green. And there is an instinct, as you smell this figure, as you near it, the smell is very reminiscent of Demagon. Specifically, the musk of that warden fills your nostrils. Whoever this was, it was someone that either spent a good deal of time close to the warden or perhaps spent their last moments in its presence.
Ender, maybe?
Perhaps.
I'm gonna get closer
What,
to
what
it.
did you say?
A tender,
A
perhaps.
tender. Yeah.
And as
Twig will walk in side by side with Gab closer to this.
you are standing in front of this thing, and the thing that, as you're again, that smell is punctuating this moment. The thing that you notice is the area closest to the tender, to the kind of body, is the most devoid of vegetation. That kind of like clearing, that almost crop circle effect seems to center upon this body's location. But yes, clad in a bony arm is the journal, and the head of the skull, the naked skull and bones of this creature are slumped forward, sitting down.
With one clawed hand, I'm just gonna pry the journal out from the skeletal hands.
As you do this,
There it is.
the skull kind of ratchets up and speaks a whisper that only you hear, Gabrielle. You get the journal, but you also get something else, which I am going to send you. All right, I've sent this to you in Zoom. You realize that what you are hearing is not a message of some sort. It is the last incantation that this person had held in their mind and meditated on before expiring.
And I just now have this?
Mm-hmm. As though you had meditated and received it from the ether.
Wild.
What's the book?
Yeah, I think back to that, like Gav pulls the journal out and is going to pass it to you, Twig, because the compass seemed to be like whirring around this area.
Yeah, Twig
And it
reaches
says, "Tune in next week."
The book
Oh.
out. Uh-oh.
is a series of journal entries. And the journal entry starts with the heading, "Tending the Night Side of Green." But before we end tonight, as you hold this journal in your hands, you hear an odd, rhythmic thumping from deeper in the cave.
Wonder what that could be.
Sandworm from Doom Messiah.
Wow.
What do you do?
Twig is gonna unsnap the snap on Fortinbras and wander deeper into the cave. I think maybe hands the journal back to Kiri.
Okay.
I think Twig,
And-
you might clock this. It's very quick. You know Kiri loves books. Kiri flinches from this one. But accepts it and holds it.
Yeah. And I think kind of gives like a challenging glance at both Maurice and Gav. And proceeds to walk further into the cave.
Okay.
I mean, Gav is next to you, not pulling out her rifle, which is still at her back since she's in her Arabast form.
As all of you move deeper into the cave, I'd like everybody to make me a perception roll.
Sure. Nine.
Okay. Anybody else?
Better than a 9.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Nope.
Okay.
Definitely not better than a 9.
Okay. In this case, Gabrielle. Well, let's start with Twig. Twig, you move deeper into the cave, following the rhythmic thumping. There is an urgency to this thumping, this kind of rhythm, this binaural beat that seems to echo louder and louder the deeper you get into the cave. I don't know if your focus, your attention is too much on moving forward or in spite of the darkness inside of the cave. But Gabrielle, you see with clarity, whether it's through the power of the seed or the power of your own prodigious perception, or perceptive abilities rather. There is a kudzu that has grown through the veins of this cavern. Almost these blob-like green kind of masses, like almost just series of circles overlapping one another, their form, but protruding from them are silver thorns. Bright silver, sterling. And Twig, you discover the source of the rhythm. There is a hunk of meat on a pedestal within the cave itself. 2 hearts melded together. However, crawling up this pedestal is the same kudzu weed-like ivy that has festooned the walls that Gabrielle has seen. And there are patches of the hearts festooned with this vegetation. Your hearts lie on the pedestal, but they are sick. They are in the process of being corrupted. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
And fuck Duran.
Yeah.
This is a bang. This is a banger. This is a good one.
Yeah, that rocked.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're hoping this is a return to form here. Guys, this was a lot of I've been finally able to kind of like start tying some of these threads together. Oh, it feels so good. But guys, we're going to go ahead and do our character recaps offline. So we're just going to do our shout outs and plugs together with each of our cast members now, starting with Marcy, if you want to go first.
Hello. Since you're seeing this in the future and past Marcy doesn't know what's happening in the future yet, all I can say is hope you're tuning into what we have to offer on Manaput Studios, both live and on our YouTube channel. I know we've got Streets of Gotham. I know that there's a couple shows currently in the works now at the time of me recording this, but whether or not they're launched by the time you're watching this, I don't know. But there's going to be a ton of stuff. So, just stay tuned. And that's my big pitch, I think. Yeah.
Excellent. Moving down the line, Bill, shout out some plugs.
Yeah, I mean, go to Flights of Fandom, watch the episode of Avatar that doesn't have an Appa in it anymore that we're going to do. No, my plug is always the same. It's Jeff Stormer. Jeff Stormer, All My Fantasy Children. Jeff Stormer, Party of One podcast. Jeff Stormer, The Olive Garden LARP. Jeff Stormer has a book. It's sitting over there. It's too far away, but let me get the title exactly right because I can. It is called The Ultimate Fantasy Character Creator by Jeff Stormer. Published author, Jeff Stormer. Check him out.
If you say Jeff Stormer's name 3 times in
Oh, God!
succession, he appears.
Jeff Stormer.
Hey, everybody. No, sorry.
I
Hey,
would.
party people.
Can you imagine if he just popped into this call?
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna make
Next
that
time,
happen.
I'm going to be more on the ball about that and message him when you're about to do one of your plugs and slyly sneak him into like the Zoom call.
That'd be
I love
great.
it. I love
Been
it.
summoned.
Uh,
By literal summoning spell.
Hopper, shout outs and plugs.
If you're in the future, things probably still suck, unfortunately. And just a reminder that empathy is an act of resistance, and that the most damage you can do is to the well-being of others is to voluntarily give in and cede ground. Don't be a fucking Democrat. These motherfuckers who are just rolling over and allowing fascism to rise. Don't do that.
Oh, hold on. They are fundraising.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
So
sure
glad-
they're
so glad
$5
they're
fucking
fundraising.
yeah. I can't even.
I'm going to start foaming at
Support
the
the most vulnerable people in your community. Specifically looking at like trans people and homeless people right now, but that is gonna increase and get worse, especially people that are undocumented and people that I don't know vaguely seem like they could be undocumented, because we know this is all about the racism. But yeah,
Remember, kids,
obstruct.
it's always morally correct to punch a Nazi.
Also, it's always morally correct to be an annoying rules lawyer. IRL, when somebody tells you to do something evil, you can just kind of say no.
Yeah,
And
life
even
hack,
if-
don't do it.
Life hack, don't do it. But also, be really annoying about it. Be like,
Rules lawyer
I
IRL is
need
the
you.
best thing I've heard today.
Yeah, no, but like actually, like that's fundamentally a fundamental and vital aspect of resistance, especially for fascist regimes. So that's my plug.
And finally, Marissa, shout outs and plugs.
Yeah, it's like that skeleton meme where it's you can just walk away, except imagine the skeleton turns around and attacks the thing it's running away from.
If it sucks, hit the bricks. But instead of
Yes.
hitting the bricks, you should use the bricks to hit those people.
And we brought it full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Hi, I've been Marissa. I imagine that yes, things are probably still terrible whenever or wherever you see this. I hope there's a future that you are seeing this. Which is a terrible thing to have to say, but who knows with the rate things are going. I just also want to shout out actually Zach for this episode, the way that the mirrors in that like space were so kind and validating. That is such an interesting pivot and volta from the way that mirrors generally reflect or what we see into our reflections. And that's just such interesting thematic material. So 1, A+ to Zach, and 2, don't listen to your mirrors, kids, because they just reflect the bullshit in your own head. And if you do have mirrors that speak to you, number 1, I'm a little worried about it, but number 2, don't listen to what they say, because imagine they're these sorts of mirrors. They should say kind, validating things. You should not see the worst of yourself in a mirror. You should see the best of yourself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be my plug.
And for my own plugs, I am going to plug 2 words: mutual aid. Look for opportunities to help your friends, your community, and people that you love and cherish, and people that maybe you only like a little bit. My big thing about this is just, I'm going to say the same thing that I always say, which is take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and, basically be a beacon for somebody who needs it. And I think the most important thing, hope, I feel like, is an act of resistance, but resisting is also an act of resistance, more importantly. But at the same time, don't give up hope. The very last thing I will say is take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I hope that the invisible sun shines on you all. And may it protect everyone. Good night.